Hey, back here at the Axelson Lathe, I'm trying out a few things. One of the things I'm trying out is the steady rest that I found on HGR surplus. It's a Pratt & Whitney steady rest, and I cut it down to fit the lathe here. And one of the prompted me to do this is, to do this properly. I got this long piece in here. Oh, and also old habits of using the 10EE are coming over here. I'm using this height gauge to set my basic tool heights. Okay, so I got the steady rest set up, and I'm going to cut a bevel here for this bull center. Then I'm going to take a couple of finish cuts with, like with the 10EE, with a micro 100 half-inch bit with quite a bit of radius on the nose, and see how it does. Check for trueness and things like that. I'm still working on the level of the machine, and it's getting a lot better. I might do a little bit more on that. Now, back to the steady rest. Now, look what I found on HGR here. It's kind of wobbly, I guess. You'll get a little bit of a pulse. Hey, it kind of cleared up. That is an Axelson steady rest. And kind of looking at it, it's got a 6-inch hole, they say, but they don't give a height or anything. Let me get back to the page. And let me move it up here. And here it is on last chance for $22.99. Now, I got the Pratt & Whitney one that I spent hours modifying for something like $35, but the shipping and stuff's going to bring it up over $150, maybe $200. I'm not kidding. It says it weighs 71 pounds. So this is a heads up to you Axelson guys out here. The smallest lathe that could fit is this one, or 16-inch, but I don't know. You're going to have to make that decision. But I looked at the manual and stuff, and I can recognize the features of an Axelson steady rest. So there it is, $22.99 on last chance, and the number is inventory number 0720-165-3694. And that's my tip of the day. If you got an Axelson, there's a steady rest. Okay, I'm going to do some other cool things, so I'll be back in a minute. Hey, I think that machine tools look better with without the bolts painted. And I'll show you how I fix that and how I clean the bolts off. First, I'll take a little knife here and just score the edges where it's painted over so it doesn't pull paint off the face of the part here. Just a little bit here. I think I got around there pretty good. Then take an O-ring pick and start picking the paint out of it. I see some the old Workforce green. That was its original color, and I decided not to do a correct restoration and paint it that awful green color. Okay, I think I just about got that stuff picked out of there. Let's see how we got there. There we go. Okay. Just like that. I take my thumbnail with it partially sticking out, knock the flakes of paint off. I think that's looking pretty good there. Didn't rip too much paint off, I don't think. Get that out of there. Whoop, slipped out of there. There we go. It's loose now. Oh, that, uh-oh. Whoa, that's got that 111 trichloroethane. It has a very strong metallic smell. It was an old tapping fluid that was used back in the 1980s, and it runs into places like that and it still hides. And this is the last hiding place for that stuff. This lathe was so bad with this, I scraped every bit of paint off this. Okay, so I put the fasteners in a little hand vise here. There we go. Then take the brass or bronze brush and brush it from a couple of different directions here. This won't take the gluing off the screws, or they're natural. If you don't go overboard. How's that look? Oh, little tiny bit of workforce grain right here. I don't know if you can see that, but that is some of the toughest paint there is. And I give it a little bit of a scrape and knock it off. Go away, workforce grain. I will actually, over a period of time, do every visible fastener on this machine like I did on the milling machine. And it looks pretty sharp. We'll get the screw back in. Yeah, that's okay. That's looking good. Didn't disturb the original patina. Whew. Now it smells better. That is a very strong smell that stuff has. Let's see how we're looking here. Get it back in here. There we go. Looks pretty good. I'm going to go around and do some slight touch-up with this. Let's have a look. Let's have a look around. I did these large bolts here, and I'll do the bolts here. I'm already cracking those loose, and I'll get those cleaned up, and in effect get them all. Okay. Instead of using drive pins, which are these things, and I slotted them to screw them out like a screwdriver. I put the plates back on with button head cap screws. See? And the Brown and Sharp did that from the factory. And I just like to be able to remove them and not use those hard to remove and deal with drive pins. Okay, I'll be back. Got more to do. Well, it's starting to get things arranged a little better in here. I've got the cutter grinder here. I'm going to kind of move it a little bit more over there, and I think I've got enough room to really function. I'm not sure about this little drill press. Maybe it'll just float around. I do find it pretty handy. Well, I'm going to try out the steady rest here, and I got a camera position up high right over it. Maybe it'll work pretty good. So I'll start it up, and I'm going to cut a bevel for the bull center, and then I'll do some finish cuts on this in a little while. Okay, I'll get you up here. We'll start it up. it's a start. I'll be back. I'm going to take some finish cuts on the outside. I'm going to take that thing out of there. Did it make it? It did. These are the toughest indicators ever. I've already cracked the plastic on this thing. I got to be much more careful with it. Okay, but it still works. Good old inner rapid. I will be back with more disaster. Hey, I got this thing moved, all 3,500 pounds of it right here. That's a good spot for it. This great machine's still for sale. But anyway, what am I going to do right now? I'll talk about this tomorrow and I'll get it set up. But I'm going to make a cut on the Axelson over here, a semi-finish cut. I'm still working on leveling it. It's got just a little bit of a twist in it, and I should be able to have that out tomorrow. But I'm just going to make a quick test cut. So let's get it going. Get these little precision stones over here. We'll fire this thing up. Okay, I'm going to run it 849 RPMs. That's it. Double check here, 849. Okay. I think I'll take about maybe 30 thousandths depth, 35 or something like that, and about 7 thousandths feet. Let's get it fired up. It might take a minute to get it up full speed. Oh, I got it at low range. engage it, and I'll see you in the next video.